Joining us now, Mollie Hemingway, editor-in-chief of the Federalist, and Marc Thiessen, former speechwriter for President George W. Bush, both Fox News contributors. Mollie, it seems like the Harris campaign is already trying to get out in front of the damsel in distress narrative. Watch.
She's her own candidate. She's the president's vice president. She's very proud of the record that they have accomplished together, and she's been proud to support and be a key player in so many of the key achievements of this administration. But she's her own candidate, and she has her own views.
Okay, that CNN host didn't even seem to believe that, Mollie. This is, I am woman, hear me, a roar through a spokesman. Mollie.
Yeah, it really has been amazing to watch this campaign where Kamala Harris is afraid and truly afraid to talk to the media, which is a weird situation because the corporate press, they're already with her. They want her to win, and she's afraid to even talk to them. She is the incumbent vice president. She has a failed presidency with President Biden. But the argument from Democrats seems to be, don't worry so much about Kamala Harris. Don't worry about the fact that maybe you've heard she's lazy or incompetent, because there's this permanent D.C. class that runs things. And there is a truth to that in the Democrat Party. But the problem is, I think, for a lot of voters, people don't really like what that permanent D.C. class has been delivering, whether it's foreign policy, border policy, economic policy in particular. And Kamala Harris has had every opportunity to fight those policies while she's been the incumbent vice president, and she has never done it once.
Yeah, well, and Valerie Jarrett, the old Obama hand, is pretending that Kamala's candidacy, Marc, isn't really about identity politics. Watch.
She puts joy and laughter and a sense of unity back in our country. She's not running because she's a woman. She's not running because she's a person of color. She doesn't expect to win because of those issues. She expects to win because she is actually the most qualified person running for office.
Marc, joy and laughter, but we won't let her go out and talk about any serious issues. What is Valerie Jarrett really selling there? Is that modern day feminism? Is that the girl power we should hope our daughters aspire to?
Clearly not. And look, if she's not running because of her gender or her race, then what is her agenda? She won't tell us what it is. You know, you were saying about how it's like a 80s sitcom. It's more like a 90s sitcom called Seinfeld, a show about nothing. that's the better analogy for the Harris campaign. She did that interview with CNN, and they asked her the most simple and obvious question: what will you, if you're elected, what will you do on day one? And she just gave a word salad. How can you be a not just a candidate for president? Every person running in a primary knows what they would do on day one. She's the nominee of the party, and she couldn't answer what I will do on day one. It's the most stunning. You know, do you remember? I'm old enough to remember when Roger Mudd asked Ted Kennedy, why do you want to be president? And he couldn't answer the question, and that was the end of his political career for president. How is that not the end of her candidacy right there?
Well, that's a great point. And Mollie, again, the women's movement and girl power is all about just getting a fair shot. It's not about changing the metrics for a female candidate, but they want to change the rules for Kamala. One debate, no press interviews, the little softie on CNN with her emotional support animal. But no, the rules are changed. Tacos, gardening, and music, and that's about it.
Yeah, and the situation for women, they want to see a woman who is articulate, competent, has some successes behind her. We have not seen that with Kamala Harris or her political career. Now, that hasn't been a problem thus far. She's obviously managed to make it to great heights. The problem, I think, is that Democrats and their media have pulled out every stop to help her get to this point, and her polls are not where they need to be. You see this is going to be a close race because of how divided the country is, but she should be doing much better with the level of propaganda that she's been getting from her allies in the press. And so as she has to start coming out and talking more, and this is something that she struggles with, she'll have to articulate some positions. And she's been using other people to come out and claim that she's changed all of these positions that she's consistently held that are quite radical. We'll have to see how that bears up under questioning, which at some point will have to take place.
Well, speaking to Mollie's point about where Kamala Harris stands in the polls, despite getting this huge push from the regime media, Nate Silver's analysis over the last week has been fairly shocking to a lot of the Democrats. Trump now has a 60.1% chance of winning. Kamala has a 39.7% chance. Marc, he looks at trends, comparisons, I believe, to other campaigns where she's trailing behind, except among college-educated women. If she were in a strong position, I don't think she'd need to be spending a lot of time in New Hampshire and Minnesota.
No, that's exactly right. And look, I think they're afraid that if they add specifics, it'll alienate people because their policies are so toxic to the American people. But, you know, the funny thing is that the left likes to say that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. You know what's a real threat to democracy? A presidential candidate, a nominee of a major party who won't take questions from the press. I mean, they're all upset that he called them fake news. She won't even talk to the fake news. She won't answer their questions. You know what's a threat to democracy? A candidate who won't give a major policy address and tell you what she wants to do when she's elected because she doesn't know. She couldn't answer the question. That's a threat to democracy.
Women are a lot smarter than this. I have to believe it in the end. Mollie and Marc, thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.